Hi guys, it's your girl Jasmine Renee, aka Fashion CEO, and welcome to my first story time about college life. Stay tuned. So today's story time, I'm gonna basically be telling you about how I transitioned from college life into entrepreneurship in the real world. So I went to Kent State University for fashion design. While I was there, I studied abroad, which means I went overseas to go to school for 4 months. I went to Italy. We were stationed, well, not stationed, but we lived in Italy, Florence, Italy for 4 months, and we got to travel to different countries while we were over there. I've been to Paris, London, Barcelona, Greece, a lot of places. So that experience was like the best experience I've ever had. If you've never been anywhere or you've never got on a plane or even to go to the next state over, like go, like what are you waiting for? Like it is so much to see, so much to explore. You have to get out because life is so much more beyond this. Or where you're currently at. You got to get out and see the world. It gives you a whole new perspective about life, about inspiration, about food. Like I love food, so all the food over there was bomb. I studied abroad in my sophomore into junior year, I believe. I went in 2010, so I believe it was still my sophomore year. And I was there for 4 months, came back, finished out school. Before I graduated, I had to do an internship. So I did an internship in New York. I actually ended up getting 2 internships. I interned for Perry Ellis International in the menswear technical department, and I also interned for Manchu Times Fashion, which was a brand that designed the jackets for Chico's and White House Black Market. I got really close to the boss, and he kind of showed me the ropes and showed me how to do everything in that area, function, like how their business functions. So when I came back, I graduated, and I'm thinking like, okay, I got a degree. I'm gonna go out here and do this. I'm gonna make something of myself. I'm gonna either get hired in New York or I'm gonna go to LA and I'm gonna work under a fashion house, and then I'm gonna do my own thing after that and kind of branch off. So everybody thinks that once you graduate from college, like the world is your oyster. You can just get out here and everything's gonna come to you. You know, you have a degree, you have a leg up on people, and that's just not the case. Okay, there are people who have the same position in certain jobs as people who've graduated with degrees, MDs, that's a doctor, sorry, who graduated with degrees, PhDs, masters, and the other person has a GED. So where the times are going, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get the position that you want just because you have this piece of paper that you paid thousands of dollars for. You have to kind of make your own lane and your own job per se, because nobody's going to hand it to you, nobody's going to give it to you. And a lot, I think college students think this way. I thought this way. When I graduated, I just knew I had a job. Like I knew I had something lined up. And when I walked across the stage, turned my tassels over to the other side, and I got in the real world, and nobody handed anything to me. I was literally out of work for 6 months before I got a actual real job. And then that job was not even a job in my profession. I got a job at the post office. And I was there for about a year and a half before I found something else that was closer to my field. But I had to let that go. I ended up getting a hernia. It was just too much on me. I'm petite. So it really didn't work out for me to be lifting all those heavy packages and throwing stuff and hoisting stuff and using all my inner girth to lift. And my body was like, girl, you need to chill out. So my body said no, and then eventually, I had to say no to the job, and I got another job at David's Bridal, which in the alterations department, and that worked out for a couple weeks until they let me go. And that was like the best decision that could have ever happened that they did, because that kind of pushed me further into doing my own thing full time. Now, when I graduated and I was working at the post office, I did open my own studio. So I had my own 200 square foot office space studio where I was doing custom designs and alterations in 2013. So I opened that and I was kind of, you know, doing that and then going to work for 6, 7, maybe sometimes 9 hours. After work, I would go work on my craft, work on my passion. So never stop at your job. If that's not what you want to do for the rest of your life, go home and work on yourself. Go home and work on your craft, on your business. Like, that's not the end all tell all. Yes, that's paying the bills for now, but that's not what you want to be stuck doing. Because if I was still at the post office, like, I would literally be dying. Like, my creativity was null and void. There was no windows. I was feeling like I was in a sunken place. Like, I was trapped. I was feeling trapped. So I was glad that I was let go, not particularly from that job, but I was glad that I released that job and went on to something else that was closer to my field, because I just couldn't do it. So after they let me go, which by the way was 2 days after my birthday, which was great. I was used to working like 7 days, 6, 7 days a week, and I told them, I'm like, I need more hours. Like, I'm used to literally working every single day. I'm used to big checks. Like, this little bitty pity patty money, like, is not gonna cut it for me. I need more hours. So she's like, okay, well, if you want more hours, you're gonna have to come in on the 18th. That was my birthday, and I was like, could we not do that? But I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm an adult. Nobody cares about your birthday when you're an adult. I'm gonna go ahead and go to work. So I had scheduled an appointment to get my hair done the day before. She didn't finish until 11 o'clock, and I had to be at work at 11 o'clock, so I was 20 minutes late. It was within my 90-day period. They let me go. They said I was not only late that day, but they said I was late the first day that I would start working. You know, your first day, you don't have a clock-in number. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. So how was I late when I was 10 minutes early so y'all could set all this up so I can clock in on time? But they still wasn't ready for me when I showed up, so I still they ended up clocking me in late, and they counted that first day. I'm like, wow, you guys are super petty. But glad that didn't work out, because what that did was cause me to say, okay, Jasmine, you're gonna have to go ahead and just pursue this full time and see how it goes. Like, step out on faith and do your thing. So I went ahead and did that. I was working, and I was still in my 200 square foot studio, and then they're like, you know, there's rumors going around that the building's going to be demolished. It was like an old building. And they're like, so I'm trying to like contact the landlord, like, hey, you know, I'm hearing the building's going to be torn down. What's going on? Oh, no, no, no. We're not going to tear the building down. Let's go ahead and keep paying your rent. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I feel like you're lying to me, which they were. They did tear the building down. They gave us 30 days to leave. So I'm out here with no job, no studio, back to square one, working out the house. So I'm just like, man, like, what is going on? Something has to give. So I ended up moving to another place, and I still work from home, and I just literally kept looking for a place, A couple years went by. I'm still looking. I finally find it, and all that time I'm taking clients, I'm like save my money, and I finally have a deposit for an actual establishment, which I'm in today. Bless the Lord. So I just wanted to sum up that story and basically tell you that college teaches you how to be structured. It teaches you how to get tasks done in a timely fashion, how to organize yourself, how to correlate different activities together, how to be a well-rounded person, basically. It does not teach you experience in actual life. You're not gonna get that until you live actual life. So you know, you go in with this preconceived notion like, oh, I'm gonna get a job and I'm gonna be set, I'm gonna work for this top designer in New York, or I'm gonna fly to LA. I still have not been to LA officially yet. I'm like, I'm gonna move to LA, haven't seen the land, don't know nothing about LA. I know their taxes are high, I know the cost of living is very high. I'm just like, I'm gonna move out of here. And then that's not what God said. He's like, oh no, you're gonna stay here. This is where your home is. This is your start, and then you can expand and branch off. So, you know, it boils down to, you have to live life and experience things for yourself, and experience the fact that what you think life is going to be, it's not going to be like that, and you got to be able to accept it and roll with the punches. So my story time is basically like college life and moving into entrepreneurship is two different levels. Like, I was like, you're in an incubator in college, and then you get thrown out to the wolves, and then you got to figure it out. I recently had somebody walk in, and they asked me, they said, well, does your school, you know, reach out and help you basically are they a liaison to other businesses and other entrepreneurial ideas and other, basically, are they a liaison to help you expand or to move up in this industry? And I was like, you know, no. I'm like, I can ask for help as far as like my teachers and professors and all that. He's like, no, you know, what about the business aspect? Like, are they basically kind of like a technical school where they're gonna give you a position? I said, no, you got to do that for yourself. Like, you have to do the work yourself. There's no such thing as, hey, you're a great designer, you can work for so and so. Like, no, that person might not even niche with you, or you might not click with that company. So you're basically out here. You're out here, and you got to figure it out. That's life. Now, this video is in no way trying to discourage you from going to get your education, to further your education, to get a college degree. I strongly encourage education only if you can afford it. Student loans are very expensive, so just keep that in mind. That's a lifelong commitment. It's basically the price of a house and a car and some other stuff thrown in. So do your best. If you're in high school, like, try your best to get scholarships and grants you don't have to pay back. And so that way, or if you do a sport or activity that allows you to get a scholarship so that you have a full ride, like, take that, because education is not free, it's expensive. It's worth it, because a lot of things that I know how to do now, I did learn in school. They gave me the foundations of what I need to know for design, how to make patterns, how to make a dress, how to basically sew, how to draw, how to illustrate. And when I got out to the real world, I learned real world experiences, how to negotiate with clients, how to make a business deal, how to communicate with people, how to talk to customers, how to have great customer service. Like, that stuff you learn from just experience in life. But when you're in college, it's more structured. You're in the classroom, you listen to the teacher, you do your homework. You know, it's just two different levels of life. And I feel like if you want to experience that, go ahead and do it. But just know what's going to happen going into it, and what you're going to get out of it, and weigh the pros and the cons. So, all right, thank you guys for tuning in. It's your girl Jasmine Renee, aka Fashion CEO. Let me know what you guys want to talk about next time on Storytime with Jasmine Renee in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.
I got the juice. I'm the chaser, don't need a mixer.